My name is John Weiser, and I'm from San Jose, California. And the book I'd like to talk about is this book called Grasp Nettle. It's an admiring story of the life of Bishop William Swing, Bishop of California, for 26 years. I've been working with Bill for quite a few years, and this book originated on my 90th birthday last year. He withdrew his acceptance because he was worried about getting COVID. I admired him, I'd hoped they'd meet him, and now they wouldn't meet him, so I decided the best thing to do was to write a book about him. I could give my kids and friends about this remarkable man. He plunged into lots of things that most of us would hesitate to do. For example, when he became bishop, there was an enormous AIDS crisis in the United States, mainly in San Francisco, which was the home to a large community of gay men. Most of the religious establishment stayed away from the gays, and so did the members of polite society. Gay people were considered like lepers in the old days. You didn't go near them. But Bill decided he wanted to know more about it. So he rented an apartment in the Castro district, right in the middle of the gay community. And he went there every week to talk to gay men about their lives. And the main thing he learned is that most of these men were refugees from other communities. They'd fled their homes in other parts of the United States because there they were ostracized. They were pushed into the corner. Even their religious community had abandoned them. So Bill saw a real challenge of providing Christian ministry to these men. So that's what he did. And eventually, he convinced the Episcopal Church to ordain gay men and women. And he tells us he ordained more gay men and women than anybody in the history of the Episcopal Church. So other activity happened to start in 1995. The United Nations had been formed in San Francisco in 1945 at the end of World War II. And in 1995, they decided to celebrate their 50th anniversary in San Francisco. And the United Nations was going to bring to San Francisco the leaders of all the world's nations. And they asked Bill Swing, who was the bishop with his seat at Grace Cathedral, whether he would bring members of the leaders of the religious communities around the world to San Francisco. Eventually, it led to the world's largest grassroots interfaith organization called the United Nations, the United Religions International. There are a series of other things. For example, Grace, the mayor of San Francisco, then Dianne Feinstein, called Bishop Swing one day and she said, "We have a lot of homeless people. Can you help me?" He said yes. So he put some homeless people in Grace Cathedral, but eventually the neighbors were not happy about that because their cars were vandalized and there were other problems. So Bill Swing found a large building that the church owned on the other side of San Francisco. And he took that over, and eventually he was housing about 15,000 people a day. When he retired, they built the Bill Swing Community Housing, a series of homes that provide permanent housing for a lot of homeless people. Anyway, there are half a dozen other stories about this guy, and I recommend that you read it. You'll enjoy it.